You know, you're excited about our guest.
Hey, great, Neil. How are you?
Fantastic. Our guest today, Shaylin Black. Shaylin, thanks for stopping by. Tell me how you became an author. How did that happen?
Well, my ex-husband told me at one point I was reading too many books and he wouldn't buy me any more books until I wrote one myself. So I started writing and discovered I really liked doing it. So I just kept going.
Mike, that's the same thing for you. You enjoy writing as well, right, Mike?
Yeah, I've wrote. I especially like writing about Bible prophecy, which is the only thing I really write on. And you know what I'm noticing, and I don't know if Shaylin's noticing this either, is that the the some of these publishing companies are going out of business. The company I had published with great writers went out of business.
Yeah.
Yep, the first one I published with went out of business.
Well, and
That's
that's what
why I'm
we're in the
on
business of
Amazon
it.
mostly now.
Yeah, I have my own publishing company, Hollow Man Publishing, where we do the cover, the editing, and we're finding out so many people want to write books, but the ones that were the scammers, not scammers, but really charged an arm and a leg and really didn't do anything, haven't survived. What do you think? That was a great question, Mike. Shaylin, what do you think the reason?
I think it's just a change in the market. I mean, everything's advancing, everything's becoming more technologically advanced, and there's more availability to everything just to have it at your fingertips instead of having to do print. And certain ones like Amazon have improved upon that and reached out to people using, Kindle and stuff like that, where others haven't. They just haven't stepped up to that next technological stage they need to.
All right, Shaylin, tell us about your book, but I love your background. Does this have to relate to your books? Some of these interesting
Yeah,
posters.
yeah, they're all my books.
Oh, I
Some of
love the
them
covers. They're
already out.
beautiful.
I've designed all of them myself too.
Oh, so you must be a cover designer. We might have to talk off
Yeah.
air after this. Oh, wow. All right, so tell us about them. I mean, I'm just intrigued totally by the covers. Aren't they wild, Mike? Those are really well done for book
Yeah,
covers.
very nice.
So tell us.
Um, I got two different series out. I have the Condemned Angels series, or the Angels of Darkness is what they're also called. Or I also have the newest series, which is the Kindred series. The first three books for it are out. The fourth one is on pre-order right now.
Oh, wow. And how did you come up and create that stuff? What are you a fan of that made you go into that type of be that type of novelist?
I was a huge fan of paranormal romance and all of that even before the whole Twilight era. But um, and so when I started writing, that's just what I started writing. It was what I had read the most. It's what I knew the most about. So that's where I went with it.
Wow. And your who would you say your fan audience is that read your books?
Um, Mostly it's middle-aged women, but it's targeted at all different types of genres. That I touch on a lot of different subjects in there. They're not necessarily brought to the forefront, but they are kind of the background in the books. Like I deal with racism to a certain degree. I deal with depression and stuff like that. Just any little thing that I could throw in there and show a complicated problem we're having now that they can deal with too.
All right, Mike, any questions for her?
So, how many books have you written?
I have 8 on the market right now. The ninth one's on pre-order, and I have 3 more that are already written in the process of being published.
It's amazing, Mike. People that are able to creatively write all these books. It's their own world and they continue to create them. Do you feel writing more books gives you more of a marketplace, Shaylin, for your fans by continuing to write?
Definitely. Like the more you write, the more that's out there for people to purchase. They pick up the first book, they read it, they like it, they go to the second. It's mostly reader retention, but sometimes somebody will come across that fourth or fifth book and they'll like it, so they'll go back and read the others. And
Wow. Have you want to make your books into a movie at one point?
I'd be interested in it, but I'm not sure how exactly that'd be possible with some of the issues in my books that kind of go around it. But
Okay, and that's the thing. You write the way you want to write, and
yeah,
you don't care what people think.
mostly, yeah. I'm writing the story I want to write, and I think people will read, but I'm not writing to my audience so much as I'm writing what is in my head.
Yep. Well, that's part of creating it. There might be lots of people like you out there, and there's so many streaming networks and independent platforms. I would never
Yeah.
give up on that. I would just put it together and start writing screenplays for all your books.
Now,
That
now,
would be-
Something
Shayla,
I'll
what has given you the most success as far as marketing your books?
Um, social media has been a big player for me. Other than that, it's mostly been the newsletters and stuff like that.
Getting people on your email list is one of the most important thing for authors to do, because you're not going to sell your book off a social media post. People don't
No.
get that still. Yes, you
Yeah, it gets your
if
name
you
out
create a
there, but it
reel,
doesn't
if you create a reel or short describing your book, maybe someone will go buy, but they get turned off if you go and just send them a link saying buy my book, right? You probably, I'm sure you've
Yeah.
talked to lots of authors and you get turned off by those messages, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, everybody does.
They don't want it on social media. They don't mind if it's a direct message. Hey, do you mind helping me out by buying a book? But they don't want it in their newsfeed. Their newsfeed's got stuff that they enjoy, right?
Yep. Yeah,
But-
and if you don't have the right people following you, they're not caring what you're posting anyway. So,
Who do you think is the right people to follow you?
anybody who's really into reading paranormal romance or fantasy romance, any readers really.
And it's really crazy, this industry, the romance industry. You know, Mike, that's number one, right? The number
So-
one industry for books is romance. Good.
Yes. So are we talking about like romance between a Martian and a man?
More like vampire and witches and
See, that's so
dragon
intriguing. I
shipping.
think it could be a show. I think
Yeah, you could listen, it's science fiction. You could do anything with it.
right.
Yeah.
So does anyone do what you do with these beautiful covers and stuff like that?
I don't. A lot of authors are reaching out to other people to make their covers and stuff like that. I didn't have the funding when I first started, so I started looking into the graphic design aspect and stuff like that first, and started working on that, and then just slowly redid everything. Most of them are sending their work out to be worked on. They're not working on that type of thing themselves. There's plenty of other authors that write the type of books I write.
Really? How many do you think are out there in your genre?
In my genre, there's probably millions of people writing, honestly. I mean, there are millions of books out there in paranormal romance alone.
Really? I've never heard of paranormal romance till you came on my show. I'm like, okay. I mean, and so give us some titles of the books so that people that could want to check you out. Tell me some.
The newer series, the first book is Striker, the second book's Lucian, and the third one's Pyro. The fourth one is going to be Sterling. It's out for pre-order right now. And then my first series, it's Blood Angel, Noir Angel, Condemned Angel, Forbidden Angel, and then Midnight Angel.
Wow. So so Mike's ready to go and share paranormal romance novels with his lady friends, right, Mike? Yes, Mike. Mike has a card trick. Mike, tell the card trick that you do for women at a bar or a restaurant. Because Mike's, it's interesting, Shaylin. You maybe could put that in one of your
Now,
books.
hold on a second. I have to set up the camera so you can see it, right?
Okay.
You have to see it. Ready? Uh-oh.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
Mike has the wallet. This is his trick.
Let's see if here we go. You see it?
Oh my goodness. And he does that when he goes, that's his trick. Have you ever written that in one of your romance novels?
No, no.
That would be an
It
interesting one for a vampire to do or something, right?
Lights them right up.
All right, Shaylin, where's the best place people can find info on you, buy your books? Where can they go?
They're all available on Amazon in paperback, hardback, and on Kindle. They're also available at several different retailers like Barnes and Noble and stuff like that. So, but mostly on Amazon.
All right, thanks, Shaylin. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you
All
for
right,
having me.
you're listening, watching the